I just helped my client sign one of the cheapest Forester leases in the entire country. Let me show you how I did it. If you guys don't know, my name's Tommy. I've been in the car business most of my adult life, done sales, done finance, now I negotiate car deals. Enough about me, let's talk about this lease. Now yesterday, I was pissed off. If you've seen that video, I went into detail about how a dealership called me an idiot and then called my client an idiot. You can watch the whole detail and all the story on there, but realistically, we walked away from the car deal. The problem with that though, is I negotiated a heck of a deal on this car. It was 9% off. So I couldn't already find a dealership to match this deal. So then we had to start going through and I said, let me sleep on it. Let me think of an idea. I wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I am bound and determined to beat this deal. So I start calling every dealership in Michigan, trying to get somebody to beat this deal because I don't want my client to go and have a bad experience. But after all day of really dialing the phone, I can't get anybody to beat 9%. And we're debating on taking this deal in the first place. This is around 2 o'clock. And all of a sudden the manager calls me and starts apologizing profusely, saying, I can't believe this happens. This is a general sales manager. They're basically saying, hey, we could do anything to earn your business. And I say, okay, what if you take like another like 200 or 300 bucks off? It wasn't anything crazy, but we already had the best deal. I couldn't do anything. He flat out refused. He said, no, I'm already losing money. There's no way you're going to beat this deal. So I'm not taking money off. And that is what I call a challenge. I didn't like that he said I wouldn't get more of a discount. So what I did is I started calling again, every dealership. And I started just asking directly for general sales managers. I wasn't going to salespeople, wasn't going to salesperson. And I was explaining my story. Hey, you know what? We had this happen, blah, blah, blah. Call me an idiot. Long story short, I got like 10 no's. But on my 11th phone call, eventually I had somebody say, you know what? We'll give you 10% off on the car. Why don't you just come in right now? No, actually it wasn't 10%, it was like 9.2%. It was like $100 more off of the car. So I correct myself, about $100 more off the car. But that was fine and dandy. We were gonna go with the deal, but it was like 2.5 hours away. So anyway, this dealership tries to call me back. I ignore their phone call and I text them saying, I appreciate you trying to do some stuff, but we're going to buy elsewhere. And we're on our way right now. We appreciate it. And then about 10 minutes later, the guy blows me up like 5 times. He said, nope, not gonna happen. And I said, dude, I'm sorry. You know what? We don't want to do business with somebody that acts this way. Long story short, they end up throwing a discount that's almost 12% off MSRP. One of the craziest Forester deals I've ever seen. And again, they made the payments extremely favorable. They're willing to do a 0 down sign and drive lease, which on Subaru in Michigan, if you don't know, isn't the world's easiest thing to do. So they were willing to accommodate us in every single way possible. They were willing to take the trade and do everything. And they promised that we could just sign a dotted line and walk out and never talk to anybody. Now the analytical side, now the emotional side is saying, Tommy, don't deal with this dealership, don't give them business. But also on the analytical side, they are losing money to sell this car. And realistically, yes, they're getting a notch on their belt. They're able to get a different sale. But my client's able to save almost $35 a month on their lease by taking this deal. So I'll call my client. And we decided to take the deal because as I teach you guys all the time, when we're playing a negotiation, it is a game of chess one side knows how to play. There are assholes in the world. And realistically, sometimes those assholes are going to get the deal in the long run. But realistically, I have to look at what's best for my client. They were able to save $30 a month. And we presented both options. They could have drove 2.5 hours and do this. And no, I did try to get that 2.5 hour dealership to try to match the deal. They wouldn't. We went as far as doing a credit app with that dealership because we felt confident we were going to do business there. It wasn't until a Hail Mary was thrown by that dealership because they didn't want to lose the business. Now, my client even asked, why would they do this? Why would they lose this much money to sell a car? Well, there's a few reasons. A, just customer perspective, which is they're going to have somebody that's bad-mouthing them the entire time and they're trying to salvage their reputation. Secondly, this is actually more important, is when you sell a car that is in your local market and they go out of your local market, you actually get a report from Subaru and Nissan. It's a negative ding to you. And you basically have to answer to every single person and explain why that happened. And this can be really detrimental for a dealership if this keeps happening over and over. So it could be that this dealership had consistently pissed people off and this was kind of the final straw and they didn't want to have to deal with this report. So they called us in through a Hail Mary and guess what? We got a great deal out of it. So the moral of the story is, yes, they called us an idiot. Yes, they called us names. And realistically, they probably don't deserve to be in business. But I saved my client an extra, about $1,200 by taking the deal, and it's a win. The dealership lost money. I'm not super excited. We never had to really deal with them. We're going to burn them alive on the Subaru survey and Google reviews, but realistically, we got the deal we wanted, which is all what I talk about negotiating, not playing with emotions and only playing on the analytics. And I know what you guys are gonna say if you watched the video yesterday. Tommy, I can't believe you supported that business. But guys, realistically, my job as somebody that negotiates car deals is to get somebody the best possible deal, not to play the moral ground. Realistically, my customer had the option to pick both. But we're talking about, it was about $35 a month was the difference in payments. $35 in a month of payment is $1,000, but $35 is a lot of money on a lease payment. It made the payments with a 4 in front of it versus a 5 in front of it, which was really exciting on a Forester Touring where it was over a $40,000 car. It was a win all the way across with a sign and drive of $0. Again, it was super exciting, and I'm really happy for my client. But guys, just know, realistically, don't let dealerships win. And if they're going to do stupid things, make them play. What's the phrase? If they're going to play stupid games, make sure they play. If you want stupid prizes, play stupid games. I don't know the phrase. Tell me in the comment section. If you guys like this kind of content, I want you to like, follow, subscribe. If you guys want to see some deals I'm negotiating, you're going to see this Forester deal tomorrow, go to my Instagram. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day.